President, dear Toastmaster, dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. Well, today it is August 4th, and less than in a month it will be my birthday. Please guess what age I will turn. Well, yes, I know that. Although I look no more older than 16, I will turn 25. Not an age that I can hide. When I was 15, I thought that at 25 I will be a grown-up, a married woman. I really thought like that. One day, my grandmother and me were discussing my mother. I was born when she was 32. And my grandmother told me that it was a very, very old age to give birth to the first child at 32, and that by that time I should be 25. And I thought, 25? Oh my God, how old? I really thought like that. Then the years began to pass. Until 20, time did not pass so fast. But after 21, the time began to accelerate. And I did not notice how the days were becoming weeks and the weeks were becoming months. One day my friend and me discussed this phenomenon, and we came to the conclusion that life moved really fast, and that we did not have enough time to think and to evaluate life. So, why do you think I speak about all this philosophical stuff? Well, actually, one day I read in one magazine that there are some life crises throughout our lives. By that time, I already knew that there was some crisis at around 40, but it was a real surprise for me to learn that there was a crisis at 25. Now, when I am almost 25, it is much easier for me to understand the meaning of this. 25 is a time when you are only 5 years away from being 30. 5 years. 25 is a halfway to 50. Just think about it. So, it is a good time to evaluate some aspects of our life and to make some conclusions and to fix some mistakes. 25 is a time when you truly evaluate what you really like in your life, what you want to achieve, what your real passions are. Just think, when you are at high school, you think that there are millions and millions of opportunities in your life. Just millions, that life is too long. And your only problems are the next. Will I enter university? Will I pass the school exams? Will my current crush attend the school year party? I think that you agree with me. When you enter university, you think about your friends, the parties, what job you are going to enter. And you don't really care if that is the job of your dreams. But when you are around 25, you begin to analyze all these things. You think, is the job I am currently at the job of my dreams? Do I really like it? What will be with me if I stay at this job for the next 3 or 5 years? You also begin to think a lot about your private life. Is my boyfriend the right one for me? Why am I not married? If I am married, am I happy? And all this stuff. So, as for me, the last few months, I began to think a lot about my life. And I really thought that there are a lot of things that I have to improve in my life. For example, many of you know that I have an excellent mother, an excellent grandmother, sorry. And during all my life, I have found lots and lots and lots of excuses not to go to the kitchen. And now I think that the time has come to fix this situation. And I think that my aim for the next few months is to go to the kitchen and just to learn to cook as my grandmother knows. Another thing that I would like to work with is to read a lot and lots of classical literature. When I was at school, I was really silly, and I didn't understand a lot of classical literature. And actually, I made myself a promise not to read any other classical book in my life. This was at 16. And now I really understand how silly I was at that time. And now that I have the brains to understand it, I have come to the conclusion that I have to fix this mistake and to read all the classical books. And the most important thing that I want to do is to become a better person, a responsible person, a person who does not complain, who does not gossip. I want to become a wise woman, because 25 is a time for evaluating, for fixing all the mistakes that have gone wrong in the life. And I think that I really hope that I would have the possibility to achieve this. Thank you very much.